Namaste and welcome to Round Glass. I'm Naren Kini. Thank you for joining me for this session today. We will answer questions about fear. What is it? What causes it? How do we overcome it and insulate ourselves from it with simple practices? Fear is one of our fundamental emotions. It arises out of the perception of danger or separation. It results in the fight or flight or freeze response. It is a survival response that has played a fundamental role in the evolution of humanity and the civilization. It continues to play a critical role today, shaping lives, personalities, and destinies for us. It is wired into our autonomic nervous system. So everyone is affected by this emotion. Before we dive deeper into the topic, I have a simple question for you. What is the root cause for your fear? Try and reflect on this and share your thoughts in the chat box. We have to acknowledge, on one hand, fear can play a positive role, warning us, protecting us, and helping us to stay on the right track when we are off course. Fear can also be crippling, terrifying, and it can stop us from doing things that are important. Additionally, intense fear for something that is not a danger can become irrational and phobic. Fear can actually affect our physical, mental, and emotional well being in many ways. Examples are physically, one may experience difficulty in breathing, increased heart rate, tightness in the body, trembling, dizziness, a churning stomach, and acute perspiration. Emotionally and mentally, one may experience anxiety, panic, a sense of losing control, excessive negative thoughts, maybe, overreaction to situations, paranoia, helplessness, and loss of self confidence. We have some chat responses to the root cause of fear. Let's see. Failure, that is fear of failure, I suppose. Fear of rejection, yes. Fear of the unknown, well, these days with the pandemic, we are pretty much aware of that. Interesting. You're not alone, at least to say the least. Since we said this is an emotion that all of us carry within ourselves, today let us explore a few tried and tested techniques to deal with fear in various settings. It will be useful to have a journal and a pen or pencil with you while using these techniques so that you may record your observations, thoughts, and feelings. As you learn and practice these techniques, please remind yourself that you are an impartial witness observing your traits with a lot of self acceptance, self compassion, and love. Also, if you have any underlying medical or psychological problem, please seek medical help and use these techniques as complementary methods in discussion with your treating physician. To get started, I will guide you through a very simple process of guided inquiry. This will help you discover the very source of fear in you. Sit comfortably. As you can see, today session is almost in a seated position on a chair. Breathe normally. And for us to walk through these questions, Let us try to bring our attention to our feelings by gently closing our eyes. As I walk through these sample questions, it will help you tap into any sources of fear you may have. Let's begin. Number one, what situations and conditions create fear in you? Again, what situations and conditions create fear in you? Take a moment and make a mental note of it. Number two, what memories and imaginary situations create fear in you? Again, what memories and imaginary situations create fear in you? Remember, some past situations or scenes may leave a deep impression. Number three, what are your worst fears? Some have these fear of heights, fear of darkness, fear of loneliness, and like somebody mentioned, fear of the unknown. Make a note of this too. Next question. Do you know why you feel fear? You may not always know the real cause or what we call the root cause. That's okay. But try to address the question and make a mental note. If you don't know the reason, make a note of that as well. When you're ready, gently open your eyes and consider writing these discoveries in your journal. I'll wait for a minute for you to make a note of this before I go through the next exercise. Discovery is a very important step in this process. So do take your time. Most often, when we make a note, we tend to write long sentences. It's best to capture our feelings through few poignant words that reflect the exact feeling we have within when we address these questions. Now, I'm going to lead you through a breathing exercise that will help you open the parasympathetic nervous system. It has been shown to help overcome anxiety often associated with fear. Fear, as you may know, first arises first in the energy field of the heart mind. Then it moves to the body. And eventually it leads to action. Now, the action may be to run away, to attack, or to freeze. Sometimes to call for help so that others come to the rescue. This simple breathing technique that I'm going to share with you activates the calming part of your autonomic nervous system, also called the parasympathetic system. It will help you calm down immediately so that you can think clearly and take the right action when a situation like this arises. Again, I invite you to gently close your eyes. This technique is called left nostril breathing. Relax your body and mind and close your right nostril with your right thumb. You may take a look at the step I am taking, covering my right nostril with my right thumb. Slowly inhale through your left nostril. Now exhale through your left nostril itself. Make sure your exhalation is longer than your inhalation and your breathing is deep into your abdomen. Let's do it a couple of times and then you can repeat it for the next 90 seconds. As you are trying this technique, let me also share with you that typically the parasympathetic nervous system gets activated after sunset. So while you are asleep, your parasympathetic nervous system is activated and always active. Similarly, as soon as you wake up in the morning, if you closely observe yourself, you will see the dominant breathing that you do is from your right nostril, which means your sympathetic nervous system has gotten activated. So, when you want to calm yourself through this method, you're consciously activating your parasympathetic nervous system. By doing so, you would have noticed that there is a calming effect and you feel very relaxed now. Now, finally, I'm going to walk you through what is called the guided limb technique to remove the root cause for fear. As I walk you through this process, towards the end of it, I will transition into a meditation so you can feel the overall effect of this technique as well. Let's settle down. I recommend you keep your feet on the ground. You can lock them at the bottom or just let them rest freely on the ground. Gently close your eyes. Keep your breathing normal and imagine the divine current is flowing from above you. Draw the current down to your heart. Now gently let this current move towards your left shoulder. Let it now descend down your arm to your biceps, your elbow, your wrist, your hand, and then flow out through your fingertips of your left hand. As this flow is going on, think that heaviness, complexities, impurities, and fears are going out of your system along with this flow. This current is taking it all out of your system, out through the fingertips. Stay with this process for a minute or two. Gently taper the flow. Now, again, let the divine current from above be drawn down to your heart. This time, let it Continue down through your left lower torso, through your left thigh and knee, down to your left foot and out through the toes of your left foot. Again, while this is going on, think that heaviness, complexities, impurities, and fears are going out of your system along with the flow. Continue this process another time and then gently taper the process. Now, bring your attention once again above your head and allow the current to flow down to your heart again. From the heart, divert it to your right shoulder and down to your right arm all the way to your fingertips. Make it a very gentle process. Take your time and continue this process another round or two. As you gently taper the process, do the same exact thing on the right side from above your head to your heart, then down through your torso, your right leg to your right foot. This time, pay special attention when the energy is flowing out through your toes of your right foot. Make sure you imagine removal of all heaviness and fear from the right big toe. This system is extremely effective. When you repeat the whole process one more time, if you feel that there is still an element of fear or heaviness in your system, as we end this exercise, make a strong affirmation that you're completely cleaned of all fears and complexities, and that purity and simplicity are restored. Keep your eyes closed. I will walk you through a short meditation so you can feel the effect of going deep when you have a clean system with no anxiety and with fear removed from your system. Let's gently close our eyes and bring our attention to our heart. This pure, simple, and always love seeking heart is bereft of all the fears. It's drawing our attention inward. Let's rest our attention on our heart and allow our selves to be drawn inward. I will let you know when the meditation is over. Let's meditate together. As you feel the present moment, with your eyes still gently closed, make a note of your feeling. Did you experience that calmness? Did you feel your system having rid of the anxiety? Did you observe your breathing to be very normal and steady? Did you feel your heart filled with love and compassion for one and all in this world? Feel that lightness in every cell of your body and allow your heart to emanate that love to one and all in this world. Feel it radiate and touch all of creation around you. When you're ready, gently open your eyes, starting with your gaze downward. And as you look in front of you, convey a deep sense of gratitude to anything or anyone you see before you. Take a few moments, reflect on the experience, and make a note. What was it like for you? And you may feel free to share your observations in the chat. Our practice of cleaning and meditation enables us to remove the impressions that feed the root cause for fear in our mind. It moves us deeper into that realm of the heart where we get pure and simple guidance. We take decisions with clarity and confidence. We do not let any of the negative thoughts about people or situation to manifest in fear by being proactive through heartfulness meditation and cleaning. Let's try and get to some questions. Here's one. How do you overcome our fear of fear? Interesting question. We've shared some techniques today. The techniques include observation, detachment, and antidote to fear or elimination of the root cause of fear itself. These are specific techniques that help you get rid of the fear of fear. My son has real fears, and I find it very hard to know how to help him manage this. Well, it depends on what age your son is. If he is less than 15 years of age, it is recommended that we do the full body relaxation before he goes to bed. This will help him get a good night's sleep and release him of all the anxiety and nervousness. Also, in the current times, it is recommended to avoid any screen time before the child goes to bed. If your son is over 15 years of age, some aspects of fear could be projected or infused out of some experiences of the past. The cleaning practice helps. The limb cleaning approach we discussed today will also help eliminate that feeling, reinforcing the positive, which is courage to replace fear in conversations and description of events will help too. It is a gradual shift in the paradigm of our conversation and thinking. Over time, we will be able to make it a normal routine to stay positive and use these techniques. I only have about 10 minutes a day to meditate. What is the best way to start a consistent practice? Luckily, heartfulness meditation is simple and gradual. I would suggest you start with guided relaxation. and finish with a few minutes of meditation initially. Learning to sit and be still itself is a good start, and it will lead a sincere aspirant to a regular practice. We have shared on Round Glass several approaches for relaxation, meditation, and deeper cleaning. You may use any of those to intensify your practice. Why did we do only left nostril breathing? Left nostril is the way through which the parasympathetic nervous system is activated. If we do the right nostril breathing, we would have activated the sympathetic nervous system. So, when you have an anxiety attack or you feel very anxious or fearful, it is important that we trigger the parasympathetic nervous system and not the sympathetic one. Hence, you close your right nostril and breathe only from your left nostril. Again, breathe in from the left nostril, breathe out deeply from the right nostril, and your breathing out should be longer than the breath in. Hope we have covered some useful tips today in these sessions. Remember, you can meditate with Round Glass live every single day. Check us out at round.glass and on our app. I have enjoyed this session and I look forward to the next two sessions where we will try and cover some more detox techniques and practices and bring more simple and effective ways to help us in our inner journey. Thank you and enjoy your weekend. Namaste.